Howdy folks, and welcome back to another Armored Warfare replay. I am your host, the Mighty Bjorn, and I am also playing with TheRedQueen, who is also a fellow Twitch streamer. I'll put her link in the video description. Check her out sometime. She actually is really good at Armored Warfare and normally surpasses me, but we have a very unique situation here. This is PvE Hardcore on Operation Sapphire. She's rocking out the Russian IT-1, and I am rocking out the AMX 40. Let's go over this vehicle a bit here while we look it over, wait for the mission start. The AMX 40 was a further development of the AMX 32, which itself was a further development of the AMX 30. The AMX 40 would feature laminate steel armor, a powerful 120mm G1 L52 smoothbore main gun. It would also feature a 7.62mm
NDAA controls the local weapons factory. Our allies in the area are running low on ammunition and other supplies. Capture the weapons factory.
693 autocannon. In the game, the autocannon is also functional.
Load heat.
This is with a straight heat load with armor piercing in the autocannon.
Identify target. Hostile, PC.
And the AMX 30 already bit the dust.
Load heat. Ricochet. Hostile, tank. Up. Loader heat.
It would be powered by a Poyad V12X diesel engine, giving 1100 horsepower.
Target
That was
eliminated.
actually pretty good at the time for an engine. Now at the bit of the actual history, the first prototype of the AMX 40 would be built in 1983 and presented at the Satori exhibition of that year. Two more AMX 40s would be produced in 1984. Finally, the fourth and last prototype of the AMX 40 would be produced in 1985. Now, as a point, the design was never intended for the French service, but instead as a successor to the failed AMX 32, which was also another design that was meant for export. However, the AMX 40 failed to obtain any orders
There are some
and would be
major
shelved in
NDAA weapon caches in
1999.
this area. If you choose to destroy them, it will
The AMX
seriously
40
hamper their
was still an
ability to cause
MBT.
trouble elsewhere. Identify target.
The AMX 40
Hostile,
while
tank.
still an MBT was considered light
Northwest.
with its 43 metric tons. This is comparing to the M1 Abrams, the Leopard 2, and the Challenger 1, which were all obviously in service with their various countries at the time. Obviously the M1 being with America, the Leopard 2 being with Germany, and the Challenger 1 being with Britain. Also, as a note, the armor could not effectively stop the Soviet tank munitions of the time. Basically munitions that was fired by T-80s and T-72s.
There's the factory. Clear and control the immediate area.
This was another vehicle, was built fairly lightweight. It was built more for speed and wide service over armor protection. Understand that certain types of terrain and things of that nature prevent heavier vehicles from operating in certain areas. As I thought, though, that was actually really probably the vehicle's downfall. More and more NATO standard vehicles was focusing on armor protection
Identify target. Hostile,
and
tank.
extremely powerful engines to make up the difference with speed, such as with the Leopard having a 1500 horse diesel engine,
Target destroyed.
and the Abrams having a 1,500 horsepower turbine engine.
Low heat.
And both vehicles sport excellent armor protection. And then you have the Challenger. I think the Challenger, if I recall, was 1,200 horsepower diesel. And once again, it sported excellent armor protection, even compared to even some of the other NATO vehicles at the time. And you know, while the Challenger is not necessarily considered one of the fastest main battle tanks out there, just considering the types of warfare and everything else, or at least the types of warfare that was being looked at the time, the AMX 40 was definitely not a good vehicle for the type of warfare that was being predicted at the time with the Soviet Union. And even for that matter, not even the AMX 30 was really, it really didn't have the armor protection either. But at the time, the French military was not looking for a new main battle tank. So what you have here in armored warfare is you have a tier 5 main battle tank. It does have laminate steel armor in the game, which does help protect it from heat munitions. But the armor's still not very good. It's still a very poorly armored vehicle. It does sport some decent mobility compared to the other tier 5 main battle tanks. The gun is fairly effective, as you can see here. And then the autocannon helps add to the combat effectiveness of the tank. Not so effective against main battle tanks, but very effective against lightweight armored vehicles. But there is some downfalls to this vehicle, as you just saw there. As I get derped by a Swain fire. Alright, so we'll spawn back in, we'll roll in. Of course, obviously, this is after the ATGM's got a buff, and yeah, pretty much ATGMs delete everything now. Unfortunately, I felt ATGMs were very good in the first place, and honestly, now they're just broken. But we're gonna get back in the fight. We're gonna try it back in the action. I'm gonna try to sneak up on the location of where the Swain fire was last spotted. Try and get some shots into him without, hopefully, not getting myself killed. Now, as a point, the gun manlet here is fairly large, but the gun manlet actually does protect the vehicle fairly well. However, some of the turret is still exposed, and the turret's very easy to penetrate. It withstands autocannon fire, and that's really about it.
Load heat. Enemy destroyed. Hostile PC. No ricochet. Identify target. Penetrated. Target destroyed. No effect. Load heat. They hit us hard. Identify. Hostile PC. No pin.
Now, one thing I want to point out too is the AMX 40 is actually not, the gun on it's not very well stabilization-wise. The vehicle is definitely more of a sniper than anything else. It is not a frontline tank by any stretch of the imagination. And honestly, fighting with it as a frontline tank here was a bad move. Really could have used that T62M, putting a little bit more pressure on the enemy than he did. He kind of hanged back while things happened. We're going to try to maneuver around. Obviously I can't take any more hits, and it's down to myself with the T62M. Try and get up on this ridge here, see if I can't spot anything, or at least snipe if he does spot.
Identify target. Hostile, PC.
Okay, I want to try to sucker him out in the open by himself. I can kill him with my main gun in one shot. But unfortunately, I can't suffer a missile hit from him.
Identify.
Okay, we're going to go for it.
PC. That was a good mission, Black Company.
There we go. There's
we will
the
be able to
final
use
kill,
this area
and
for
we grabbed the
resupply
W.
now.
As you can see, it was a bit of a clincher of a match. It really weaseled down to 2 people very quickly. So yeah, there we go. Here's the match results. We did over 20,000 damage. We spotted 11 enemy vehicles and destroyed 17. I grabbed myself a blue star and a destroyer medal out of this match. That was quite a bit of a mess. And as you can see, there would be really no one close when it comes to damage. You know, Red Queen unfortunately died out pretty early. She managed to get some good hits in there with the IT-1. The other AMX 40, yeah, and then the AMX 30 B2 just didn't really, yeah. Even the T62M probably could have pulled a little bit better, considering what had happened during the match. But yeah, so there you go. There's the replay, and a bit of history about the AMX 40. Hope you enjoyed the replay. Yeah, I'll see you next time.